NCAA has imposed substantial sanctions on the University of Michigan, resulting in fines that reportedly surpass $20 million. This hefty financial penalty is primarily tied to the anticipated loss of postseason revenue from the football program over the upcoming 2 seasons. These actions are a response to an investigation into an alleged scheme of sign stealing that involved a former member of the Wolverines staff, Stalions. Notably, Jim Harbaugh, who was leading the team as head coach during the relevant period, faces a remarkable 10-year show cause order, while Stalions himself has received an 8-year show cause penalty. In addition, Sherrone, the offensive coordinator, has been slapped with a 2-year show cause order, which includes a suspension preventing him from coaching for 3 games. This suspension incorporates a 2-game ban that Michigan has already imposed, alongside an additional 3-game suspension that extends into the first game of the 2026 season. As a result, Moore will be sidelined for crucial matchups, including Michigan's Week 3 contest against Central Michigan and their Week 4 opener against Nebraska, though he will still be able to coach against Oklahoma in Week 2. A Big Ten general manager shared his sarcastic thoughts with CBS Sports' Matt Zenitz, saying, "Good for them," and adding laughter to imply disbelief at the perceived leniency of these consequences. He mentioned that the considerable financial loss is expected to serve as a deterrent against future rule-breaking. Another director of player personnel remarked that the level of the fine surprised him, viewing the show cause orders as mostly inconsequential, as individuals subject to such penalties rarely return to coaching at a level comparable to Division I. For more detailed information, you can view the ruling by the Committee on Infractions, COI, via the official NCAA website. The consequences for the Wolverines are extensive. Section: probation for 4 years. And financial penalties include a fine of $50,000, plus an additional 10% of the football program's budget. Fines that match the projected loss of all postseason revenue sharing for the 2025 and 2026 football seasons. A fine equivalent to 10% of the football scholarships disbursed for the 2025-26 academic year. Reduced recruiting visit allowances. A 25% decrease in official visits for the 2025-26 season, which one recruitment expert found confusing given the new rules permitting unlimited visits. Communication restrictions. A 14-week ban on recruiting communications throughout the probationary period. Specific penalties for key individuals. Jim Harbaugh, a 10-year show cause order, preventing involvement in any athletic activities until August 7, 2028, when his prior 4-year show cause period concludes. Sherrone, he faces a 2-year show cause order, which also results in a total of 3-game suspensions. The upcoming season will see him miss 2 games that Michigan self-imposed, plus 1 additional game at the start of the 2026-27 season. During his show cause period, Moore can still engage in coaching activities aside from the games he is suspended from. Stalions faces an 8-year show cause order, restricting his participation in athletic-related roles. Denard Robinson, a 3-year show cause order disallows him from any athletic engagement during that time frame. According to findings from the Division I Committee on Infractions, over the span of 3 seasons, the Michigan football program committed numerous violations, which included unauthorized off-campus scouting and illegal recruiting practices. These findings highlighted several infractions under the head coach's responsibility, failures in cooperation during the investigation, and Michigan's systemic failure to monitor its football program effectively. Details emerged on Stalions orchestrating the scouting breaches with support from a network of interns and acquaintances referred to as the KGB. This group conducted off-campus scouting for 13 regular season opponents across 52 games between 2021 and 2023, which involved significant expenditures. Stalions reportedly spent almost $35,000 solely on tickets in 2022. The investigation noted that the complete extent of this improper scheme and the competitive advantage it provided might never be fully understood due to the intentional destruction of evidence and withholding of crucial information by those involved. In a staggering revelation, Stalions was personally involved in reconnaissance activities in 2023, attending a game while disguised as a coach from Central Michigan. This endeavor not only aimed to analyze Michigan State's plays, but also involved assisting Central Michigan in their operations. The investigation flagged the lack of cooperation from several individuals, including Stalions, Harbaugh, Moore, and Robinson, who was serving as Director of Player Personnel. The panel emphasized that many key pieces of evidence were obliterated, messages deleted, and numerous misleading statements were made during the inquiry. Stalions' actions were condemned as some of the worst conduct the Committee on Infractions had ever encountered. Meanwhile, Moore deleted a text conversation in light of the media scrutiny, and Harbaugh refused to provide necessary documentation or engage in interviews. Additional charges arose from recruiting violations related to 4 prospects. Multiple staff members were implicated in providing illegal inducements or engaging in improper communication prior to designated recruiting periods. Ultimately, Harbaugh's adherence to head coach responsibility regulations was nullified due to his negligence in fostering a culture of compliance among the staff members, resulting in the misapplication of NCAA regulations. The analysis concluded with the finding that Michigan had also failed to monitor its football program effectively, dismissing compliance staff efforts on numerous occasions. Interestingly, though, Chris Partridge, who has since transitioned to the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks as an assistant coach, was implicated in the investigation. The panel did not impose any penalties against him. Their ruling determined that Partridge's only fault was a single minor violation involving one improper text to a high school prospect, which he stopped immediately upon discovering the prospect's age. The panel did not apply any aggravating factors in his case due to the absence of prior significant NCAA violations.